Thanks for reminding me. Can never remember.
Yeah, I just to interrupt.
Greetings, Phoenix.
Hi, hello, greetings.
We are Jesus.
Hi, Jesus,
We are Ramana.
Ramana.
And we are Saint Germain.
Wow, hi, Saint Germain. Pleasure to meet you all. Okay, thank you for connecting today. And we have some questions that we would like to have your guidance and directions.
Yes, we're happy to answer.
Thank you. So, I think the first questions is for Monica, as she does the channeling, and she would like to know whether there will be a certain group of ascended masters or spirits that she will be channeling, or it will be just a diversified mix of spirits coming through her for the channeling work.
Monica is able to channel numerous different entities.
Mm-hmm.
We know she has been wanting to have a primary source
Mm-hmm.
to channel, as many other channelers do.
Yeah.
We have agreed that this channel is able to channel very, very high vibrational entities.
Great.
And as we all have similar experience and similar knowledge, as we are all able to access the source, and as we are all essentially one with the source, if she is to call on us as the one,
Mm.
we will come to her as a group and not as individuals.
Mm.
The individuals make humans much more comfortable, as it reminds them of friendships on this planet, of
Mm.
people that they know.
Yeah.
As a grouping called the One, she does not necessarily need to know the individuals. She knows that we are all there for her. So, should she refer to us as the One and call on us, there will be many entities that come. There will be the entities that she has heretofore channeled so far,
Mm.
as well as entities that at times are multidimensional, call themselves by different names, such as Pleiadians or the Five, or various names again to make humans more comfortable when listening.
Mm.
So, should she call on us as the One, we will come.
Great.
Should she call on us individually, that is also a possibility. Should she wish to simply speak to one of us, but we understand her concerns with not having a primary
Mm.
voice through us, as there are individuals who may come to a channel wishing to abuse those abilities. So
Mm.
this will be a way to negate that.
Great. Thank you. And my next question is, um, how does the spirit guide work with the individual souls in incarnation? How do they guide them? Or in another way, how does the person on earth in the incarnation receive message from their guides?
Most times it is unconscious. They do not and are not aware. But then, as such, they are also mostly not aware of their soul's plan, their life plan that they are trying to achieve in this lifetime. The guides will never interfere or try to push a person in a direction that has not been predetermined in their life plan. And as such, there are times where on this earth it can be said that things are harsh. Where are my guides? Where is my protection? When in fact, the guides are helping them achieve their life plan in learning sometimes some extremely difficult lessons that the soul has chosen, that the soul is very excited to do on the other side. There can be nudges to put them back on the path. But most of the time, the person is completely unaware that this is happening. And others, other souls may be much more aware. They will know it as intuition, or they seem to make the correct decisions all the time. And that is their guides helping them. A very few are able to directly speak to or have any knowledge of their guides.
Okay.
It
But
is a rarity for people to know and be able to speak to their guides.
right. Okay. But in those harsh situations, what are the support
The
or
soul is being held.
mm,
The soul is being embraced and held and filled with love, despite what is happening to the body.
mm,
Again, the conscious mind of the person on this world is normally not aware of that,
mm,
and as such may feel abandoned, may feel alone. But the soul is always held. The guides are extremely aware of the difficulty and the trauma that may be occurring.
mm,
But as the soul may have planned this, may have asked for this, the guides will not change that. They will not go against the soul's wishes. That is not their purpose.
yeah. But so can you help explain what it's like when the soul is in the incarnation and what is like on the guy's level? So you're saying the soul's being held. So there's this awareness and consciousness on that level that is looking at the incarnation. I just sorry, my questions be weird, but it's like I just trying to understand what it's like is the soul in absence in that in that situation because they are in the incarnation or
There
this
is a part of the soul that is in the incarnation. There is only a portion of the soul that is in the incarnation. There is the greater portion that is observing and is aware of what is happening.
but that part
In
of
the
the
other, in the other, on the other side, but again, it does not interfere. So the
mm,
greater part of your soul is technically, as you would put it, outside of the body. It is not a part of the body. It is attached to the body. There is a portion of the soul that is in the body and is responsible for your current awareness of your surroundings and awareness of this incarnation. But the soul is always connected to the other side, to its greater self. There is always that connection. There is never a disconnect from that. And as such, there is constant communication with the guides.
mm, right. Okay. And okay, thank you. And my next question is the oh okay.
Sorry, dog barking. Oh, sorry.
All
Had
right.
to calm her down. I need something to drink anyway. Mm. Welcome, Phoenix.
Hi again. Thank you. Um, so my next question is the time the soul exits the body confirmed or fixed, or is a changing dynamic?
Normally it is fixed
Mm,
in that there is not just one exit point. There may be several. It depends on the plan of the person's soul. It depends on the soul's plan itself. There may be exit points because of the difficulty of the life, and the
mm,
soul may choose to exit earlier.
right.
There is, there may be a plan to have a very, very distinct and resonant exit point that is determined that this is, there are no others, this is the one that the soul wants. But as you live in a world in which there is free will, and many people have choices, make choices
Mm,
as individuals, as the ego driven bodies that they are, there are instances of, you could say, mistakes or accidents
mhm,
where the soul is exited early. In the instances where it can be, the soul will be put back. If the body is not too badly damaged, the soul will go back.
mhm,
There may be times where it is a preconceived exit point as a possibility, and the soul may choose to leave. There are periods, there are rare instances where a young soul has taken on too much, and they're finding the life far, far too difficult. But the life itself is important, and there are others who support that life who will take over from that soul when it exits. They are known as walk-ins. They're called walk-ins in this world, in this life. They are very rare.
mm,
And then there are instances where a young soul, or again, a soul may find that the life it has chosen is far harsher than it anticipated and more difficult. And so the ego chooses to take its own life.
mm,
And in that instance, that life is normally repeated with somewhat different circumstances that make it more bearable for the soul.
mm. That's suicide.
Yes.
Mm,
But there are instances where the suicide has been a plan of the life's path, of the soul's purpose. There are thousands of ways and means that this is done. Many, many thousands of different paths that a life can go, that a soul can take.
right. But do people supposed to know when they die?
No,
Why
no,
is
no, no.
why not?
Because the ego in this life, the ego part of the human mind, the ego that is created when the body is born, when the person is created and the body is born and the souls enter, the ego begins to form. And as the ego forms throughout life, it becomes stronger. It has things that it wants to do as well in this lifetime as a part of the physical body. It is almost an entity into itself, even though it is not. It is the mind playing its own games. And should that ego know when it will die, it will change. There is a strong possibility that the soul's plan and the life path will change with the knowledge of the time of death. It is a very hard thing for the ego to know, as the ego clings to life far, far, far more strongly than the soul does, because the ego is permanently attached to the body, to this life. And as a result, in its own way, it tremendously fears death. And if the ego knows about the time of death, it will do everything in its power to negate that. And as a result, often changing the life path of the soul. It is not for the ego to know when it is meant to die. It is not for the person to know when they are meant to die. That would change things drastically. That would make it very, very difficult to accomplish what is needed to accomplish, what is wanted to accomplish in a lifetime.
Right. Okay. But my humble opinion is like, if people know when they die, they will treat the life with more seriousness, and they will plan it to be better. That's my thought. I think people should know that there's a time that they will leave, because I
But what
um
if their plan is not to have, as you would call it, an ideal life? What if
mm,
their plan is not that?
you
And
mean the mm,
the ego jumps to see that, oh, it can be changed, we can make it better, and completely, in effect, derails the life plan. And again, you are looking at things from an egoic 3D perspective. It would
mm,
be it would be interesting if the egos, all human egos, had their ways and all life was wonderful and perfect. The soul would not learn the lessons that it wishes to learn. There would be little point of this planet. There would be little point of the journeys to this special world.
mm, okay. But in many cases, when people know they have very little time to live, they will change their views on life, and they may let go of a lot of their struggles and their hold ons, and they will look at more precious stuff in the life. So
Yes, you are talking about people who know that they are about to die, such as with permanent illnesses, chronic fatal illnesses, and they know that they have little time left. Ah, I see. I see now
yeah,
what you are referring to. And in those cases, yes,
his
that
but
is a premonition. They are being given a premonition of their death. They are being given the opportunity to wrap things up, as it were.
mm,
And yet there are individuals who, even in the knowing of their death, do not change, do not wish to change. their path is such that they are not meant to change that much. They are not meant to be, as you would say, the hero. And they retain that
Mm,
difficult personality
mm,
all the way into and past into death.
mm,
So there are, again, different paths, different ways of looking at death, different egos and different souls treat death differently. So the knowledge of death, in some cases, it is good and it is possibly even necessary, and then in other cases it is not.
yeah,
It would be a detriment.
right. Yeah, sure. Understood. Yeah, I agree. And okay, my my next question is, so yeah, it's a bit personal question. So a couple weeks back, I had this very strange experience in my sleep. So I feel these strong waves passing through my body, and then I think I saw some um figures, but very vaguely. So I don't know why that happened, and I've been always wanted to know what is the significance or meaning of that that experience.
Hmm. The feeling of energy through your body
Mm,
is the awareness of the energies that pass through our bodies all the time. It's it was a shift upwards, and with this shift upwards, it allowed you momentarily to see guides,
mm,
possibly loved ones around you.
mm.
It is not nefarious as you fear. There is no need to fear that.
No, I
You
don't
are
actually.
far beyond that in this lifetime.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
are, oh, hang on a second, sorry,
No.
the dog.
Just trying to pass some messages.
She hears somebody coming, waking up. Oh, okay.
Right. No worries.
Okay. Greetings, Phoenix.
Hi, hi again. Yeah, thank you for the answers. Um, and
So, as our last question was
yeah, the last
interrupted by an exuberant puppy,
yes, she was
was
very
that question answered?
uh yes, kind of. I think I was trying to ask about more specific meanings why that happened, like just like on that day, or because yeah, rarely I experience something like that. So I was trying to see if there's any.
There is no specific meaning to it other than you are ready for it.
Mm,
It was time for that.
mm,
generally we are not given experiences beyond our capability to understand or deal with them, should we choose to.
Mm,
Many young children have these experiences, and these experiences, when they talk to other people, become clouded and colored with potential negativity,
mm,
or the children have heard stories and it
mm.
clouds the experience to something negative. But they later realize that it was not. Most often they realize later it was not. But
Mm.
you are of an age that you are beyond those things. You have great self-knowledge, Phoenix. You are past these
Yeah.
fairy tales.
Yeah, yeah. I do not fear that experience at all. It's just very curious because yeah, it was super real, and yeah, at the moment I couldn't really figure out where I was. So that's
And
why.
it is a reminder to you too that you are never alone.
Mm,
That is a fear that you've had, that you often still have this
mm,
unhappiness about that. But this
mm.
is a reminder that you are never alone, Phoenix.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, I still have that, and I've been always wondering why I'm still stuck in this. um, and more often, I wonder whether um I'm in the right, I'm in the right place, or I'm doing the things, because it just feels like there's nothing happening, nothing happening around me, and struggle to change.
But that is also a human trait, that there is a feeling of necessity to move, to shift. The
Mm,
world that you live in is one of constant change. There is constant change. And as a result, you are used to seeing change. You view change as necessary when in fact it is not necessary. It is not always necessary. So you are coloring your own life experience with this view that there must be change, that there must be movement, when in fact, perhaps for yourself, you need to understand that you are in the right place. You are in a place of quiet and peace. And in those places, there is no need for movement. And there is movement all around you, and you are able to rest quietly within that movement of the earth and of the experiences and of the goings on of the planet that is happening now. So, in a way, there is constant movement around you, but that does not necessarily mean that you must move and that you must change. You need
mm,
to accept that perhaps you are exactly where you need to be.
mm. But yeah, I think I can accept that I don't need to change, but still I feel isolated. That's the I think that's the most difficult part of getting through this experience, I guess.
Which is why you are shown guides.
Mm,
Again, you are never alone, Phoenix. You
mm,
are never alone. That is part of what you need to accept.
mm,
That is part of your challenge in this lifetime.
Mm.
is understanding that despite what you see on this 3D plane, you are never alone. You are always loved. You are always held. Always.
Thank you. I would love to have more physical experience when they are with me. I'll tell them. Yeah, please.
And that is a part of the challenge that you are undergoing
Yeah.
is moving away from the physical experience and understanding and embracing and accepting the spiritual side of yourself.
Mm. Yeah.
That this is a temporary
Thank you.
place that you are in right now. The 3D world, your perception.
Yeah. I would hope this experience could be shorter. And
Um,
yeah, um, I understand. Okay, I try. I mean, it can be really difficult sometimes, and it really makes me want to exit early. I'll be honest
yes,
here.
that is the challenge of this lifetime for you. That
Yeah.
is your challenge. That is, you knew that this would be challenging. You knew this and you embraced it and you wanted this challenge because it is a very large challenge. This is a difficult one. And
Yeah.
this is also a part of learning to love yourself enough that you do not need the love and acceptance of others. That is also a part of this, is learning to love yourself and accepting that there is love around you all the time. This is a very difficult life that you have chosen, Phoenix. These lessons are difficult in their own way. This is not difficulty on a 3D level. This is difficulty on a spiritual and on a mental level for you, which is a greater challenge than normal.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel that. And and yeah, I would hope I choose a easier life for my last time on earth. I would like to enjoy some easy life. But yeah. Can you tell me this won't last long? Please. That give me some comfort.
Ah, Phoenix. Oh, yeah, yes. You have such an inquisitive mind in this lifetime. It is always pushing.
Yes, yes. I know.
Hmm. But no, that is not possible.
Right. Okay.
Again, that would negate and change the trajectory, and that was not something you want. That would not be fair to you.
Mm,
That would be detrimental to you, to your soul.
yeah.
Your
Yeah.
your wish is to learn these lessons in this lifetime and learn them well so that there is no need to come back. That is
Um,
your wish. That was your wish when you chose this.
mm,
Again, it is a hard lesson. It was a hard choice, but you are so supported in this. You are so supported in what you are doing because you are so close.
thank you.
Do you have more that you wish to ask?
Um, yeah, maybe more general on the shift, the shift, the energy shift on Earth, and
Mm.
and then because I think November sounds like very important month, and there's 11/11 portal, is it? I'm not sure whether that's true. Many people talk about that. Is there something that we need to know?
And
Or
there are many portals happening in
right.
various places. There are many portals. For those who are able to see them, not many are. So the portals are happening more for the multidimensional beings to come through to make it easier for them to come through. It is
Mm,
not something for humans to pass through. It is not something for the 3D world to pass through.
mm,
The energy shift that is happening, can you not feel it, Phoenix? It is already risen to a higher point than what it was. It is worldwide. It is shifting upwards already.
mm,
The establishment that people are so afraid of, that we're so afraid of, is shifting away. And we find it interesting that it was so little understood by many who are light workers. They have completely misunderstood the trajectory. What
mm,
they what they viewed was as negative was positive, and what they viewed as was positive has turned out to be negative. And it was easily seen in the 3D world, and yet they were blinded.
mm,
And we are surprised by that, that they are so, we're so blinded by their egos. But we
mm,
hope that they will be able to see that soon, because the energy is already lifting and shifting to a
mm,
higher plane. It is becoming more as people have been talking about people shifting more into being one with their community, their close community, less reliant on others far, far away. It is a shift that is happening. It is already beginning. Do you not feel it, Phoenix?
I feel there's up and downs, and um yeah, emotionally, and apparently a lot of people become more conscious, and they have more awareness about the soul, about their own self, I think. So yeah, I think that's the change. But I do hope a lot of people will be more aware of um acting out of a higher vibrational being,
Mm.
so they, yeah, as in we will be in a more harmonious society and world.
On an individual level, people will shift in accordance with their soul plan and as their ego and consciousness allows them. They are shifting as it is upwards, but they will be more aware. Some will be more aware than others. But the shift it has begun already worldwide
Mm,
with very recently with the events that have happened in the United States. It has begun. It has begun. It has begun. It has begun.
after the election.
Yes.
So there will be big changes.
The ramifications worldwide are happening already. And
Mm,
that is a part of the shift that is happening, that we feel, that we know, that others feel, that there is a lightening. There is a lightening that is happening that will accelerate and continue to accelerate.
mm. But what does that change, that shift entail?
It
In,
entails people being freer to express themselves. It entails people not being bound by fear and bound by repression, able to make their own decisions more easily,
mm.
being less shackled, as it were.
But will that system, the old system, like dismantled or like
It
change?
is crumbling, it is beginning to crumble as we speak,
Mm,
which is part of why we feel this great lightening happening. It is
yeah.
crumbling as we speak. There is a misunderstanding that Donald Trump,
Mm,
the president,
mm,
was a great catalyst for change.
yeah.
And he has been misunderstood and vilified.
Mm,
And yet he is a great catalyst for change that has been misunderstood, which we find interesting, has been so misunderstood by so many that call themselves and that are light workers. They have viewed things through their egos far too much.
right.
Their egos have completely blinded them.
I see. Is that why
As
he was chosen?
as as we had said, that their idea of what was wrong is right and what was right is wrong in their
Mm,
minds. Their egos have, it is a good example of how the ego can truly blind people.
yeah.
It is interesting to watch. It is glorious and at the same time comedic to watch all of this happening.
But it does feel chaotic and sometimes very difficult in the 3D world.
The
In this,
3D world moves very, very, very slowly. So it will remain chaotic for a while, for a long while, but the chaos will decrease. Over time, it will decrease, but as the 3D world is so thick and has such difficulty moving and being shifted, it will not be obvious very quickly.
mm,
But if you pay attention to the energy frequencies, you can tell it is moving faster.
mm. This because the time feels faster now. I know time doesn't exist in, on your plane, but on the 3D physical in the physical world, there's time. Anyways, but we do feel it moves much faster than before.
Time feels much faster, yes. That
Yeah.
is also, again, a perception because of the shifting of energy and the
Mm,
heightening of energy, the increase in frequency, and therefore the perception of time will also increase overall, but that is also on an individual basis. That is not all that feel that way. As a person's energy is lower,
Mm.
the perception of time will be slower. As the person's energy is heightened, their perception of time will speed.
Mm.
It is about the frequency of the energy that they surround themselves with and that is generated within.
Right.
So perceptions will vary.
Mm. Okay. In that sense, that some people just like aging more slowly than the others.
The aging has nothing to do with the perception. The aging has to do with the physical body. That is a 3D issue.
Mm. But some people do age slower than the others,
Their genetics are different.
right? Okay.
Their worries on this plane are different, have been different. Their use and abuse of the body on this world have been different. There are many factors to the aging question. Many, many factors to
Mm,
what causes physical aging.
I see. Okay. Right. Great. So,
Mm.
all right. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay. I think
Yeah.
oh, I think I'm
It's
kind of done, Phoenix.
it's a long chat.
Wow.
Mm.
Mm. They pulled back really suddenly. Um, oh,
Yeah, sure.
oh, oh, don't know why. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
if I think yeah, I think I'm gonna detach here. So okay,
Um,
I'd like to thank him for detach. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Ramana. Thank you, Saint Germain. Thank you. I fully detach my energy. I fully detach my energy from Ramana, from Jesus. And Saint Germain, and Saint Germain, Jesus. And I fully detach my energy. Fully integrated into my body, my planet Earth in this year 2024. This year 2024. Oh, my. Oh, okay. Oh,
Hey, thank you.
oh.
Oh, okay. How much you remember?
Mm.
Mhm.
I remember them wanting me to call on a group when I channel them from now on to call them the one.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember something about Trump, and that's it.
Right.
Why was I talking about Trump?
Uh,
I don't
uh,
get it.
yeah. Because I asked the question about the shift and then the portals and everything about the energy shift on Earth, and then but they said there are many portals, but then the portals is more for the multidimensional beings to come through, not for the humans. And and then yeah, they were saying, yeah, they talk quite long about that shift. And they're saying there's uplifting of energies on earth, and it's happening, it's begun.
Okay, I'm
uh
just gonna stop recording here now.
yeah, please.